Hello friends, today our topic is reflex arc. Last time I talked about neuroglial cells. There were four types of neuroglial cells: astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, and microglia, and as well epithelial cells. So today the topic is reflex arc. What is reflex arc? So reflex mean response, and arc is something like this. So inshallah I will show you this to you in another coming video. So first of all I want to explain this, then in the next video inshallah we'll talk about I'll draw the structure, reflex arc examples, and beautiful charting. Inshallah you will understand easily. So reflex mean response and arc mean like this. So reflex arc, what is reflex arc? Reflex arc is the functional unit of nervous system. In the nervous system, the functional unit is reflex arc. So the reflex are two types: simple and complex. First of all, we talk about the simple. The simple is also called monosynaptic reflex arc. And the simplest form of reflex arc are a receptor, example the skin, which take the message. In the skin, a sensory neuron take the message and send information to the CNS, nervous system. Nervous system take action, the motor action there, and send back the message to the sensory area. And the effector is there, so like the muscles are effector, so they perform these actions. So receptor are on the skin, and sensory neuron also there. Sensory neuron take the message to the CNS, and from the CNS a response back to the sensory area that's known as motor neuron, motor action. And as well, the muscle is the effector. Okay, this is the simplest form, four types: a receptor, example skin, sensory neuron, motor neuron, and effector. So the complex one, reflex arc is between sensory neuron and the motor neuron. Between these is called interneurons or internuncial neurons. This is the complex form. So what is reflex action? Actually, the reflex action is a involuntary motor response to a sensory stimulus. So I will mention to you what's voluntary, involuntary. Okay, an involuntary motor response to a sensory stimulus. Example, involuntary mean an action which is not in our control. In involuntary, like the action of our stomach when we eat the food, the stomach grind that food. So we cannot control our stomach to not grinding the food. So there are two types of responses: voluntary responses and involuntary responses. Voluntary responses are only found in cortical response. Cortical responses are main voluntary responses which can be controlled. For example, our hand is in our control, so it's our wish to take something with our hand or not. As well, our eyes are in our control if we want to see in any direction. So these are voluntary, and involuntary which cannot be in our control. All subcortical responses are involuntary responses and also called reflex action or reflex activities. For example, I gave the example before, the example of stomach. When we eat the food, we cannot stop the stomach to not grind the food. And the chief function of the spinal cord is reflex action. The chief function is reflex action. So reflection action is the chief function of the spinal cord. Example of reflex arc, as I talked about in reflex arc, the big examples are knee jerk and ankle jerk. Knee jerk means the movement of knee and the movement of ankle. So in the coming video I'll show you the diagram of knee jerk and ankle jerk. So this is the chart I made today for you guys. You can see and remember clear solid concept. So thanks for watching.